to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Cyberfrog is looking hot. Uncle E.
Yo, what up everybody? Legit back here again to talk to you about another comic book from the 1990s. And today we're going with Marvel Comics Presents number 117. A beautiful cover drawn by Sam Keith, most famous for the Max. And what is poignant about this Marvel Comics Presents is that this is the first time Venom and Wolverine ever appeared in a story together. This was a big buzz back in 1992 when this came out. Big buzz. Everybody wanted to get a copy. Everybody was positive in the speculative market that this was going to be worth a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't think it is, because I think everybody bought it. So basically, in this story, Professor X helps Logan take on a character called Nightmare, but Logan ends up running into Venom. There's also two others, well, there's actually three other stories. There's one with Giant Man, another with Ghost Rider and Iron Fist, and then there's a backup, 8-page backup story with Ravage 29 that's actually written by Stan Lee. So that's pretty cool. And I love this artwork by Sam Keith. And it turns out that, you know, like Wolverine is basically wakes up in Mac's world, and he's tied here to this with the buzzard just picking at him. And it's tied up with, you know, this looks like Spider-Man webbing, Venom webbing. And he's sitting here, you know, I don't understand. I love this drawing except for like the gut. Like this reminds me of Julie from the Max. I always think of Julie from the Max when I see this muffin top. So basically Wolverine's trapped here. The buzzards come down, start picking at him in this beautiful Sam Keith art. He gets out, he, you know, slashes the hell out of him. But then he wakes up and it's like, oh, it's Professor X. And he's just trying to help him get his stuff together on the astral plane. And Wolverine's like, no, let me get my hands on Nightmare. So Professor X sends him deeper into the dream state. And Wolverine's going around in Dinosaur World, apparently, hunting for this Nightmare character. Starts hearing this laugh. Is that you, Nightmare? Blah, blah, blah. Oh no, turns out that it's Venom. Yep, it's Venom and Wolverine appearing for the first time ever in a comic book. Unfortunately, this continues next issue, so I was only able to get 8 pages of Wolverine and then 1 page, you know, with Venom in it. And this is it. This is what everybody was so excited for. It was just this right here. And you know, I didn't pick up number 118 or 119 or 120 and so on and so forth, because I was so disappointed that all I got for my $1.50 was this shot right here. And then it cuts to this Giant Man story, which isn't just any Giant Man story. This is a Giant Man story that features Giant Man in his orange and brown autumn costume. This is his little autumn costume that he celebrates fall in. And I guess this is, yeah, a comic book. I don't care about this. I'm gonna flip it over. Boom! We got the other side. It's a flip book. Marvel Comics Presents Ghost Rider and Iron Fist with that backup story with Ravage 2099. And I really like this art. I thought this was Sam Keith until I flipped it open and saw that it was Steve Lytle, who did a great job on the cover. So, you know, this story is actually somewhat interesting. They're fighting this demon. His name is Decay. You know, I keep wanting to say, okay, but it's not. It's Decay. And that's all right, but, you know, it's not Venom versus Wolverine. Kind of disappointing. And then you have The Madness Unleashed, this Ravage story, which is written by Stan Lee. And this is to promote Ravage 2099, which was going to be coming out the following week. And unfortunately, it just didn't do a very good job. The art is not very much to write home about at all. Ravage kind of has this, I don't know, he looks like a character that Kurt Russell would have played in a John Carpenter movie. And I don't mean that in an enchanting way. And so, you know, basically you get like this little taste of Ravage, but it doesn't really tell you anything about Ravage at all. It doesn't inspire you to go out and buy Ravage 2099 number 1. But I mean, I did anyways, because that's what the speculative market was all about, was what's the comic going to be worth in the future. And I have a feeling that Ravage 2099 is probably worth the cover price still. So, interesting that this is the first appearance of Venom and Wolverine together. And of course, the artwork on the cover just makes you want the whole thing to be this story right here. But You know, it's not. It's just Wolverine tied up and killing birds and then walking through dinosaur world and a Jurassic world, if you will. And then you get that shot and you're just like, okay, well, I'm not going to buy 5 more issues just so I can read 8 pages of the story. And so basically this comic just, it did move the needle. This comic did move the needle. The problem is that I don't think anybody went and got 118 because they got kind of duped. I felt duped because I could have got, you know, another comic book for $1.50 that had a whole story that lasted, you know, the entire comic, and this didn't, and I wasn't aware of that because I had never bought a Marvel Comics Presents before this issue. And so basically, you know, they made that $1.50, but never again. So there's another one that didn't move the needle, though, for once, you know. I mean, it did move the needle, but it didn't move the needle for me. And that kind of disappoints me. I wish they would have let this guy, you know, stand on its own. Wolverine versus Venom #1. That would have kept me buying. That would have kept me buying. And unfortunately that didn't happen. But I can still admire and marvel at this wonderful cover art by Sam Keith. So I don't recommend buying this one, but if you had a Marvel Comics Presents that you loved, or if there was a first time 2 characters ever feuded in the Marvel Universe that you just couldn't miss out on and you recommend to other people, put it in the comments below so fans know what to look for in the back issues, because that's what this is all about. I appreciate everybody watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to hashtag move the needle. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, you can do that. It's at Left Hand Legit, and we'll see you next time.